Maine woods. We are in Debooley Public Reserve lands, and we are out exploring. I wanted to show you around several ponds and brooks and rivers and waterfalls. So today is going to be an action-packed day and full of adventure. We've already seen some pretty interesting things on my way in. I saw a partridge that was skewered onto a tree, which was quite weird. I also saw a moose leg in the road. Likely a coyote had drug it from a kill site. So seen some weird stuff. We're going to find out what other weird things we can find. This area has been heavily logged since I worked out here, and I am kind of disgusted a little bit, but it's for conservation. I'm just going to keep saying that. It's for conservation. It's for conservation because they really did a number on this area. It's kind of unfortunate to see, but it's not my land and I have no control over it. To be fair, it's been a while since it's been logged, so if it needed to be logged for conservation, I suppose I understand. But the sad thing is the loggers who logged all this wood and used their equipment and fuel and money, their wood's sitting in the woods, just sitting there, because nobody's buying right now because of the tariffs, or they're buying a lot less. And we worked with Canada for many, many, many moons, and right now that is being jeopardized because of the tariffs, and they are buying substantially less from the loggers up here. So a lot of them are being forced to leave their wood in the woods and not make money, not haul it to a mill where they would make money from it. So it's kind of sad to see. I saw two logging companies so far, Guimond and Charette, both out of Fort Kent, Maine, which are both minutes from the Canadian border where they probably typically would haul the logs. But there's been big changes in the lumber industry lately, and it's pretty scary. Up here in northern Maine, the lumber industry is our livelihood. So I'm hoping that somehow an agreement can be made with Canada that we can lift those tariffs, because if the lumber industry fails, northern Maine fails. And that's a lot of people. And a lot of people up here rely on logging and that industry. I would honestly say 80% of the men up here work at a mill or in a lumber company, some way, shape, or form. Unless you're a doctor or a teacher, otherwise, for the most part, you're in the lumber industry. So we're gonna go straight first, see if we can't get out here. It looks pretty gnarly for a little bit, but we should be able to make it through. And then we'll go to the left up here. So they do keep this blocked off in the wintertime because the snowmobiles use it to get to Debooley. Debooley is extremely popular for snowmobiles. So this is usually not able, you can't get down here in the wintertime usually. I got really lucky with this. We're gonna go check out the little waterfall up here and see what that's like. Here. Let's go check out our first destination in Debooley, guys. And see little squirrel tracks crossing. I used to come down here every single day after work and just relax by the brook. It was so healing and so rejuvenating. You can see a set of tracks there. Doesn't get much more beautiful than this area. It's going to be a little loud, so perhaps turn your volume down just a little bit. I'm going to try not to fall on my butt. I love frozen waterfalls. They're so pretty. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's get back to the car and check out the other spot. All right, I'm gonna head back on the road. You can tell this is the path less traveled by the amount of snow. We're just going to take it easy. Go around the big puddles. Looks like a little washout, so I'm going to stay to the far side of that. Worst case, we'll have to turn around, but I think we'll be able to make it down here. So the first spot that we're going to stop is going to be Pennington. I don't think I can get up to Red River Camps. Geez, it doesn't look like she has the gate up, so I might try. Let me put it in 4-wheel drive here. There we go. We might try to get up here. I'll show you the camps. She does have a gate, but I don't see that it's... Oops, I didn't get my seatbelt on in time. Like the gate is up, so we might just be able to get through here. Just gonna pick up speed so I can get up here. Ah, she did put the gate up. That's okay. We could walk up there, but there's some really cool spots down here to show you too, so I'll take you to those. There are some beautiful hiking trails out here, and that's why it's accessible up to this point at least, because right here to the left is one of the hiking trails. And so for the way down, I'm just keeping my car in low range and just letting it kind of gravity take it down. I'm not trying to go speed racer down here. And then we're going to pop it back into second gear and into third and then into drive. And we'll be back on our way. Now, if you have one of the gazetteers that they screwed up on, they misspelled Pushnear Pond and called it Punisher. I thought it was so funny. I think it's like the first printing of the latest edition. But they also misspelled Toke Pond and called it Tongue Pond. So that's kind of funny too. I don't know who's responsible for that, but yeah. This is Pushnear. We're gonna go around this big mud hole because we don't want to sink. I think I'm gonna come up on this little berm here. Some interesting tracks right here. It looks like moose tracks. And they look really fresh. Wow, you guys, look at it. I knew I needed this. Look at it! It's so beautiful! Oh, yes. So this is Pushnear South and Dabooley in the background. We'll walk all around it here. Let me just pull up to this spot and I'll get myself turned around. I don't think we're going to go all the way out to Dabooley. Maybe we will. We'll see. It looks like the road's pretty nasty, so I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, let's go check if we can get to Dabooley. It's snowing out here. Looks like someone's been out here today. I can see some snow lifted off the tire tracks. Yeah, we might turn around, but we'll get up to at least Pushnear East and make that decision there. So this is Pushnear East down here. I mean, it doesn't seem any worse than what we've already gone through, so I think we're just going to push forward. The worst case is I'm going to have to reverse out of here, but it's only about a half a mile more, so kind of try to stay on this high side in the snow. It does look like a little washout down here, so we're going to have to use good direction so that we don't, we're going to go up on this side of the berm. This is where we're going to back up. All right, we got ourselves turned around, and it's starting to snow quite good right now, so that's going to be really pretty. If I had a little bit taller of a vehicle, like a pickup truck, I wouldn't have been so worried about continuing on, but things that you have to consider when you've got snow like this and potential water holes is becoming high centered. So if I was to break through one of those water holes and the berm of the snow is up higher than, essentially my vehicle would not get traction when it needs to. So it's a very dangerous situation to become high centered. So my spidey senses told me to turn around, so that's what I did. So we're just going to show you, I'm just going to show you Push-N-Ear, and then we'll go down and we should be able to see Togue. We should be able to see, maybe not Denny. We'll be able to see a few at least that are closer to the road, that we won't have to venture into the woods like this, which is going to be nicer, closer to the main road. Dubuli is always rough getting out in there, even in the summertime, so it doesn't surprise me that it's kind of yucky right now. I'll stop down here, take my coat off, and we'll do a nice little walk around of Push-N-Ear. Just barely see the tower on the tippy top of the mountain. Let's see if I can't zoom in once we get outside. Hold on. All right. So this is a nice little campsite. This is the campsite area, and there is a bathroom. However, something to keep in mind, when you camp here, you're also camping next to the other campsite, which is right over here. So you have to not mind that someone else is probably going to be here, and they may or may not, they might not be like being quiet or respectful. You can't choose the people who camp next to you, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise, it is a beautiful spot. Most all the campsites around the next few ponds that I'll show you, they're similar. They have campsites right on top of one another. So sometimes people get a little rowdy out here. You're out in the middle of nowhere and having fun, which is understandable. So this is Push-N-Ear, and it goes just around that corner a little ways. And where you'd be able to fish for the Arctic char is right out there. That's the deepest point on this pond. And right up on the tippy top of that mountain is the fire tower. This is the other campsite that you can see directly across. You see the picnic table there. And you can see the information about the Arctic char. Beautiful little spot. You can see remnants of the old bridge there. Right window. I took many sunset pictures here. Beautiful spot. All right, so that's Push-N-Ear Pond, guys. Let's go check out the next destination.